of Bola 3 on 17th February. The voter list update and SSC examination has postponed the by-election schedule, he added. He also expects to publish the final voter list on 15th of March. As anger continues to infuse in the remote Baghaihat area of Rangamati over Saturday's killing of at least 2 indigenous people and arson attacks on their houses, the indigenous people are holding the army responsible for the incidents. However, back in Dhaka, people think that it is a direct setback of the recent army pullout from the region. People also hold political and other ethnic forces responsible for the incident.
A number of the injured indigenous people allege that the settlers set fire to some 40 houses on Friday night. The next morning, the settlers along with the army again went to their villages and set fire to their houses. They also blamed the army troops for opening fire, killing 2 of their men. But is it all about ethnic clash?
জাতিগত কোনো দ্বন্দ্ব নেই এখানে। দ্বন্দ্বটা হচ্ছে পলিটিক্যালি। আমলিগ এবং বিএনপি যেটা সেটা দুইটা বিভক্ত হয়ে গেছে, হ্যাঁ। উপজাতিদের কিছু এবং বাঙালিদের কিছু একসাথে হয়ে গেছে, হ্যাঁ।
Some, however, go as far as believing that it is a direct consequence of the recent army pullout from the area.
সেনাবাহিনী প্রত্যাহার করাতে আমাদের বেনিফিটটা কি হচ্ছে? সেখানকার জনগণের জানমালের কোনো নিরাপত্তা এখন নাই।
But even if it was an ethnic clash, the reason behind it should be trailed and that those responsible for this should be held accountable. According to some, it may very well be a ploy to demolish government image.
এটা অনেকটা আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছে কেমন যেন একটা উস্কানিমূলক। হয়তো কোনো গ্রুপ বা কোনো গোত্রীয়ভাবে এটা মানে একটা উস্কানিমূলকভাবে একটা গ্যাঞ্জাম সৃষ্টি করার মতো মনে হচ্ছে আমার কাছে আর কি। যে এটা সরকারের উচিত খুব দ্রুতভাবে এটাকে সমাধান করা।
স্বাধীনতা বিরোধী যে একটা চক্র এটাকে উস্কানি দিয়ে একটা গন্ডগোল অথবা দেশে অরাজকতা সৃষ্টির জন্য তারা পায়তারা করতেছে, যাতে এই সমস্ত সমস্যাগুলোর সমাধান যেন সরকার না করতে পারে। আমি আশা করব মাননীয় সরকারের কাছে যে অতি তাড়াতাড়ি যাতে এটা নিরসন করা হয়।
Politically motivated or not, ethnic or otherwise, government should do more to end this violence and it should be done rather very soon. Shamali Bishwas, News and Images, Dhaka.
Meanwhile, protesting the killings of 2 indigenous people in the last 2 days, Pahari Chhatro Porishad leaders have alleged that army troops were helping the Bengali settlers to carry out attack on the indigenous people. Blaming that political conspirators were behind this attack, the protesters have said that their voice cannot be silenced and that their protest will continue.
The Pahari Chhatra Parishad came down hard on the attackers, alleging that the attackers have burned down at least 300 houses on February 19 and 20. According to them, at least 8 people have been killed by the Bengali settlers with the help of the army forces deployed in the region.
সেনাবাহিনীর প্রত্যক্ষ সহযোগিতায় এবং সেখানকার অবস্থানরত যে পুলিশের প্রত্যক্ষ সহযোগিতায় জুম্মদের উপরে গুলি বর্ষণ করেছে। আগামীতে আমরা পাহাড়ি জনগণ এর প্রতিরোধ করবে এবং সেটা যে কোনো উপায়ে হোক।
Other progressive student leaders stood in solidarity with the students of the indigenous community. They blamed what they called the exploiters for the incident and that there was political reason behind this.
গত 19 তারিখ এবং 20 তারিখ পাহাড়ে যে নির্যাতন নিপীড়নের ঘটনা ঘটেছে, এটি কোনো স্বাভাবিক ঘটনা নয়, এটি কোনো বিচ্ছিন্ন ঘটনা নয়। এটি সংগ্রামী বন্ধুগণ পূর্ব পরিকল্পিতভাবে এই ধরনের ঘটনা হয়। আজকে যে পাহাড়ের ঘটনা ঘটলো, আজকে সমতলে যে ঘটনা ঘটছে, এই ঘটনার একটি যোগসূত্র রয়েছে।
After the gathering, they also held a protest rally led by Pahari Chhatra Parishad around the Dhaka University campus and went towards the Home Ministry to submit a memorandum to protest the violent incident. Police, however, stopped the rally as it came in front of the High Court. Khalid Arafat, News and Images, Dhaka.
Well, it's time for a short break now, but coming up next, at least 33 civilians die in NATO airstrike in Afghanistan. Welcome back. You're watching the Evening Bulletin on News and Images. Our top international story. At least 33 civilians have been killed by NATO airstrike on a convoy of vehicles in Uruzgan province of Afghanistan, officials have said. NATO confirmed that it fired on Sunday on a group of vehicles that it believed contained fighters, only to discover later that women and children were in the cars. ISAF, NATO's force in Afghanistan, however, did not provide a figure of how many died. Earlier, Amanullah Hotahi, the head of the Provincial Council for Uruzgan, said 19 people were killed in the attack, which hit 3 minibuses as they drove down a main road. Afghan Interior Ministry spokesman said he had reports of 27 casualties. He said there were 42 people in the vehicles, all of them civilians. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu allegedly gave the green light for last month's killing of a senior Hamas man, Mahmoud al-Mabhouh, according to a British newspaper. The British newspaper, citing sources with knowledge of Mossad, reported on Sunday that Netanyahu visited the Israeli intelligence headquarters in early January and, after being briefed, authorized the killing of Mahmoud. A rehearsal of the operation, which reportedly involved at least 18 agents, was apparently carried out at a Tel Aviv hotel without detection prior to the briefing. While the identity of the killers remains unknown, Dubai police have identified 11 members of the alleged hit team through immigration records and CCTV tapes. Israel's foreign minister is likely to face tough questioning from his British and Irish counterparts in Brussels over the alleged use of forged European passports by men who murdered a Hamas official in a Dubai hotel. Haiti's President René Preval has warned that